Hi, welcome to class. My name is Ayano. Today I'll be leading you through a 60-minute level 2-3 class. So let's go ahead and start in child's pose at the back of our mats, please. Big toes come together, knees or hips distance apart for the most stability. Lower your belly to your thighs, forehead to the mat, arms outstretched in front of you, palms face down. Close your eyes. If this is too much for you, for your legs and your hips at this time, feel welcome to place a block, most likely at medium height in between your heels so that you can rest on it. Take a few moments to settle into your first shape of the day. We'll make a conscious transition from whatever you were doing before you entered your practice into now, present in your mat and in your body, ready to receive. Notice your lungs. Just become aware of their movements. Your breath is probably shallow and uneven at this time, and that's okay. Notice what parts of your body are touching the mat beneath you, so feel the support beneath your palms, forearms, elbows, knees, shins, tops of the feet. Let's take a slow, deep inhale through the nose. Fill your lungs all the way up to the peak. Let it go out the mouth. Empty the breath all the way out. Now breathe evenly in and out through your nose. Come up to all fours, tabletop. Shoulders stack over your wrists, hips stack over your knees or hips distance apart. Spread your fingers wide, grip the mat with all 10 fingers. Let's warm up the wrists, rock back and forth, shoulders beyond the wrists, shoulders behind the wrists. Nothing too crazy here, just opening up our wrists, which support us so much through class. Turn your fingers out to the left and right, rock side to side, right to left. Turn your fingers towards your knees. Gently sink your hips back and pause at the edge of sensation. We're not looking for pain, just a sense that we're doing a little opening, a little work. And shake your hands out. Place your palms back down on the mat. Walk your hands forward about 3 inches. Step your feet back to plank pose. If you'd like to lower your knees for support in this shape, you're always welcome to do that throughout your practice. Otherwise, your heels will press back. Draw your attention to your inner thighs. Spin them up towards the ceiling. That's going to help release your low back so that the natural curve returns to the bottom of your spine. Draw the bony bones at the front of your pelvis up towards your face. Wrap your shoulders back. Breathe. Plank is always a surefire way to create heat in the beginning of class. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lift your hip creases up and back. Downward facing dog. If you'd like to pedal out your legs here, feel welcome to do so. In the beginning of your practice, your knees can also be nice and bent. Just find some length at the bottom of your spine here. Hands press the mat down and away from you, sending those hips diagonally back and up, lengthening the lumbar spine. Maybe you maintain that space and lower your heels a little bit closer to the mat. We'll find our way back to plank, but we're going to roll forward together like a wave on my cue. So tuck your chin in towards your heart. Come up high on your tiptoes. Round the upper back. Come forward. Shoulders stack over your wrists. Now release the crown of your head forward. Lengthen your spine. Plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. Again, tuck your chin in towards your heart. Come up high on your toes. Round the upper back as you come forward. Shoulders are over the wrists. Now release your head forward. Heels press back. Long spine, plank. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Now just breath per movement. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, down dog. One more. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, down dog. Walk your feet up to your hands. Ooh, thank goodness. Feet are hips distance apart. You can stay soft in the knees. Inhale, half lift. Find a long back. Maybe your hands slide up the shins. And exhale, fold in towards your legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, look down and back. Inhale, half lift, glance out. Exhale, fold in. Let your big toes turn in slightly. Grab a hold of opposite elbows for ragdoll. Now bend your knees just enough so that your belly touches the tops of your thighs. That's going to help you spill and release your spine from out of your pelvis without creating that stressful rainbow arch in your back. Neck is relaxed, head hangs heavy. Switch the hold of your elbows. Notice if your weight is all the way back towards your heels. Can you shift your weight a little bit towards your toes? We're not trying to be on the tip toes, but just distributing the weight evenly across all four corners of the feet. Interlace the hands behind your low back. Gently draw those hands up and overhead if you're able. Keep your palms touching if you can as well. If this is too much for you, you can always hold opposite elbows. And if that's too much for you, we can always have a strap or fabric, a t-shirt in between the hands, and draw your wrists up and overhead. Switch the lace of your fingers or the hold of your elbows. Release your hands down to the mat. Soft bend in your knees. Pull your low belly in. One vertebrae at a time. Slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. Draw your hips beneath the shoulders. Roll your shoulders into your ears, back and down. Walk up to the front of your mat if you're not already there. Let's have our feet hips distance apart. Engage your quadriceps. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, right hand down the right thigh, left arm up and overhead, anchor down in your left heel, gaze looks up under your left arm. Inhale, reach both arms up, stand up tall. Exhale, left hand down the left leg, right arm up and over, heavy in your right foot. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows, cactus, lift your heart, upper back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold with a flat back. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank pose. You can always use your knees, remember. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. Flip your toes over. Inhale, gently straighten your arms, upward facing dog, hips and thighs lift. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Flex the right toes, turn them south so you can square off your hips, meaning your right hip is at the same level as your left. Take an inhale here. Exhale, right knee to your nose, shoulders stack over the wrists, round the upper back, slight tuck to the chin. Inhale, extend your right leg back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back.
Exhale, knee to nose, pause. Hands press the mat away, round the upper back, scoop your tailbone under, drift your knee forward, look forward, step the right foot in between your hands. Drop your left knee, release the toes, inhale your arms up, Anjaneyasana. So notice if you're closing your right hip crease and arching in the spine. Instead, press down into your right heel so you can zip your spine up. Maintaining that space in your right hip crease, gently melt into the front of your left hip crease. Right hand takes a hold of your left wrist. Inhale, reach your left wrist up to the sky. And exhale, drift to the right. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up to the sky for a twist. Take this opportunity to really adjust the rib cage here. Your left rib is going to glide long and forward towards the front of the room and then rotate towards your inner right thigh. Tuck your left toes, lift the left knee up. Left hand presses the mat away as your right arm reaches up, creating space in between the shoulder blades. Circle the right arm back, down, forward in a handshake fashion, pop up onto your left fingertips. If your belly is resting on your right thigh, scoop your tailbone down and beneath you to give a little space in between, or if not a real space, the illusion of one. Zip your inner thighs together, reach your left arm forward. Ooh, I know. Create a long diagonal line of energy that starts from the heel of your left foot, runs up that back leg, and shoots out through your fingertips. Inhale, drift your arms up a little higher. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot back to plank pose. Inhale, leans you forward. Exhale, lower halfway chaturanga. Flip the toes over. Inhale, up dog. Straighten your elbows. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Take a moment to appreciate the back of the right leg stretching open as the left heel lifts. Take an inhale here. Exhale, left knee to your nose, shoulder stack over the wrists, round the back. Inhale, extend the left leg back, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Pause. Round that upper back to create space for your left leg. Step the left foot in between your hands. Drop the back knee, release the toes, sweep your arms up. Left hand will take a hold of your right wrist. Inhale, pull your right wrist up to the sky. And exhale, gently lean to your left. Feel that nice opening in your psoas. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up to the sky for a twist. Make sure your right shoulder is directly on top of your right wrist. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee up. You'll notice that your left knee wants to swing out to the side or knock in. Instead, can you track it directly over the center of your left ankle? Circle the left arm back, down, forward in a handshake fashion. Pop up onto your right fingertips. Zip your inner thighs together. Fly your right arm forward. Palms face one another, or maybe even rotate up towards the sky. Anybody else shaking? Inhale, drift your arms up a little bit higher. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left foot back to plank pose. Inhale, drift forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg back and up, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, roll your right hip over your left. Notice if one hand is getting lighter than the other. Instead, can you anchor both palms down evenly? The right ribs are going to want to splay open to the right, so instead roll them down towards the mat. Square the torso to take the spiral out of your back. Inhale, come up high on your left toes. Exhale, right knee to outer right shoulder, pause. Inhale your right leg back, three-legged dog. Exhale, cross right knee to left elbow, pause. Oh no, pausing is the worst. Spin your back heel down. Straighten your right leg, right foot falls, reach your left arm up. Fallen triangle. Flex your right toes back, you're on the outer edge of your right foot. If you like, reach your top arm up and overhead. Set your left hand down. Bring your right knee back in towards your heart. You're on the ball of your back foot. Step the right foot forward. Soften your back knee. Inhale, reach your arms up, crescent pose. Go ahead and bend your left knee a little bit more. This is going to give you the chance to scoop your tailbone down and under so that your hips stack beneath your shoulders. Once you have this vertical alignment of the spine, without losing the square in your right leg, gently press your left heel back. The left leg might not be completely straight, and that's totally okay. Breathe. Bring your palms to prayer at your heart. Lean forward halfway. Shift your weight into your right leg. Warrior three. Left leg lifts to the height of your hips as your heart tilts forward to the height of your hips. Find that T shape with your body. The left toes face the floor, dropping that left hip to the same level as the right. If this is too much weight for your torso, place your hands on blocks here under your shoulders or reach your arms back behind you. Middle of the road is palms to prayer. If you really want to add more, fly your arms forward. Lower just your hands to the mat, vertical splits. Relax your neck, let the head hang heavy. Your hands can be on a block here as well. Now listen carefully. Bend your standing leg a bit. Lower the left leg behind the right. Bring your pinky toes to touch. Shift your weight into your left leg. Come up on your right toe, so right heel lifts. Walk your hands off your mat to the right. Keep your head hanging. You'll find a nice side stretch and an IT band stretch. You'll feel it on the outer left knee up to the outer left hip. Walk your hands back to center. Unravel the legs. Set them hips distance. Inhale, half lift, long back, tabletop of the spine. Hands to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your left leg back and up. Bend the left knee, roll your left hip over your right. Roll your left ribs down. Maybe the right heel drifts a little bit closer to the mat. Inhale, come up high on your right toes. Exhale, left knee to outer left shoulder. Come forward and pause. You bring your left knee high as you can on the outer left arm. Inhale, extend the left leg back. Exhale, cross left knee to right elbow. Pause. Spin your back heel down. Straighten the left leg. Reach your right arm up. Fallen triangle. If your left elbow feels unstable or a little in pain here, we never want pain. Add a soft bend to your left elbow. You might just be hyperextending like me. Reach your right arm up and over. Some of us are just hypermobile in the elbows, so we modify. Set your right hand down. Bring your left knee back in towards your heart. You're on the ball of your back foot. Step the left foot forward. Soften the back knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. Crescent. Soften your right knee just a little more. Draw that tailbone down. Now press your right heel back without coming up any higher. So imagine your hips and everything south sinking down into the square in your left knee, while everything above it grows up and north. Palms spiral in towards each other, or actually the back of the room even. Bring your palms to prayer at your heart. Lean forward halfway. Shift your weight into your left leg. Warrior 3, right leg lifts up. Standing leg straightens as you tip forward. Draw those shoulder heads down towards your hips, creating space around your skull. See if you can shift your balance towards your inner left foot. The outer edge is where instability lies. Lower just your hands to the mat, vertical splits. Draw your left hip crease back. Bend your left knee a little bit as you lower the right leg behind the left. Pinky toes will touch. Shift your weight into your right leg. Come up onto your left toes. Left heel is lifted. Walk your hands off your mat to your left. Walk your hands back to center. Unravel the feet. Set them hips distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold hands to the mat. Step or float back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Lift your heart. Exhale, hips up and back. Down dog. Inhale, come up high on your toes. We'll take a few sun salutations. Exhale, bend your knees. Look forward past the hands. Walk, step, or jump to the front. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. With a flat back, inhale, reach up, stand up, Tadasana. Exhale, palms to prayer. Let your arms fall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step or float back to soft elbows, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now, we're moving through sun salutations to warm up the body even further. So if you like, you can always just wait in child's pose while we move through a few more of these. Otherwise, inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, walk, step, or jump to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, stand up. Exhale, palms to prayer. Let the arms fall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flat back as the fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step or float back, chaturanga, or skip it. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now just breath cues. Inhale, high. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. If you were in child's pose, find your way back to down dog. Everybody take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh. Nice. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot forward in between your hands. Inhale, rise up, crescent pose. Let's take a moment to notice how different this pose feels now that you've come into it a second time. Maybe it's a little bit easier, a little more familiar. Spin your back heel down, open your arms out to the sides, warrior two. Let's align the feet. Front heel lines up with the back heel or the middle of the back arch. Left toes turn in just 10 degrees, slightly forward. Right toes face completely forward. Shoulders stack over the hips. Track that right knee directly over the center of your front ankle as your gaze looks forward past your right fingertips. Reach your right arm forward, forward, forward. Lower your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Left arm up to the sky, side angle. So your right hand might be on a block here on the inside of the right foot. Or perhaps your right forearm comes up on top of your right thigh. Let's find the modification that is serving you today. One is not better than the other. Reach your left arm up and overhead. Palm rotates towards your face. Gaze looks up under your left bicep. Notice what your right ribs are doing. Can you grow them towards the front of the room and then revolve them up towards the ceiling? Release your left arm up to the sky. Look 12 inches in front of your right foot. Slide your right fingertips or your block there. Shift your weight into your right foot. Left leg lifts up. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Flex your left toes. Turn them towards the left side wall. So if you're working with a block here, bring that block directly under your right shoulder head. That's going to help you balance a little bit better. Imagine you're creating space in all four directions. Set your left hand down, square your hips to the earth, vertical splits. Just notice that shift in the rotation of your hips and how that feels from being open to facing the earth, being in neutral. Inhale your left leg up a little bit higher. Exhale, set it down next to your right. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in, hands to the mat, step back to plank pose and pause. Step your feet together. Swing both heels to the right, reach your left arm up to the sky, Vashisthasana, side plank. You can always modify by staggering one foot in front of the other like so, or maybe even lower your right knee under your right hip like a kickstand, drifting the right heel back behind you. Now, if you've got this modification, simply reach your left arm up and over for the next pose. Otherwise, from Vashisthasana, lift your left leg up, bend the left knee. Left toes touch down behind the right knee. Reach your left arm up and over for Wild Thing. Left palm faces the earth. And come back to side plank. Set your left hand down to regular plank. Do or don't take a vinyasa and flush out your system. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot forward in between your hands. Inhale, reach your arms up, crescent.
Spin your back heel down, arms out to the sides, warrior two. Check in with the front knee as it has a tendency to knock in. You need to drift it slightly out, which is going to make sure that the shin becomes perpendicular with the mat and also helps you carve that outer left hip back so that it is more in line towards the center line of your mat. Inhale, reach your left arm forward, forward, forward. Lower your left hand to the inner left foot, right arm up to the sky, side angle. Reach your right arm up and overhead. Lengthen the sides of your waist as you revolve towards the right side room and then up towards the ceiling. Reach your right arm back up to the sky. Look 12 inches in front of your left foot. Slide your left fingertips there. Shift your weight into your front leg. Right leg lifts up. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Standing leg is straight. Roll your right shoulder over your left while remaining heavy in your inner left foot. Sit your right hand down on the mat. Turn your right toes to face the earth. Fold into your left thigh, vertical splits. Inhale, drift your right leg a little bit higher. Exhale, set it down next to your left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Step your feet together. Swing both heels to your left. Reach your right arm up to the sky, Vashisthasana. If you've got your left knee down, you can always just reach your right arm up and over for this next transition. Otherwise, lift your right leg up, bend the right knee, right toe set down, right behind the left knee. Reach your right arm up and overhead. Keep your hips drifting up. Gaze looks towards that right palm, which faces the earth. Find that nice long stretch. We'll find your way back into Vashisthasana. Right foot on top of the left. Set your right hand down, plank pose. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. A few breaths here in down dog. Maybe shake your head out. No, not yes. Inhale, come up high on the toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Make your way up to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, reach your arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. For most stability, your feet can be hips distance. Otherwise, big toes can come together with your heels slightly apart. Spin your inner thighs down so it feels like your sitting bones are separating. Upper arms line up with your ears. Gaze looks forward or slightly up. Take an inhale here. Exhale to stand, palms touch. Same exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, squat down. Find that long lumbar spine. Now, lower your belly to your thighs. Keep your hips reaching back. Arms reach forward. It's like you're creating a tabletop with your back and your arms. Lower just your hands down. Now fold in, straighten your legs, hips move up, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale the right foot forward in between your hands. Spin your back heel down, inhale, rise up, warrior one. Left toes turn in halfway towards the front left corner of your mat now. Even though we can't square off the hips completely, we'll move them in that direction. So carve your right hip back, roll your left hip forward. Inhale, reach up a little higher, maybe your palms kiss. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot back, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale the left foot forward in between your hands. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, rise up. Notice if your right shoulder is drifting back behind you. Can you guide it forward to be on the same plane as your left? Inhale, reach up, grow up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left foot back. And we lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale the right foot forward in between your hands. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Now, if you have tight hips like mine, you might shuffle your right foot out to the right a few inches. Interlace the hands behind your low back. Inhale, draw the hands down. Heart lifts, gaze looks up. Exhale, fold into the inside of your right knee. Hands pull up and over. Notice if your right hip just boomeranged out to the right. Can you hug your right hip in? And you learn to surrender into this shape. Anchor down into your feet. Come on up, unravel the arms. Warrior one. And warrior two. Open up your arms, adjust the back foot. If you need to shuffle your right foot in a few inches, go ahead and do that if you had taken the wider stance in warrior one. Straighten your right leg. Hinge your hips back, reach your right arm forward, forward, forward. Lower your right hand to your right shin or block, left arm up to the sky. Maybe your left hand drifts inside the right leg. It's not necessary. Wherever your hand is, soften your right knee a little bit so that you're not overstretching the back of your right leg. Lengthen the sides of your waist. And lean your heart back so that the back of your heart lines up with your tailbone. We don't want to pike forward at the waist. Drift drift the left arm back behind you. La 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 la. For a half bind. Your left hand might take a hold of your right hip crease or the top of your right thigh, or maybe the left hand just rests outside of your right hip. Now keep the left arm bound. Look down for balance. Bend your right knee to a 90-degree angle. Release your right hand to the inside of your right foot as you roll your heart open towards the left side wall. Bound side angle. If you'd like to take a full bind, reach your right arm under your right thigh. Maybe your right hand takes a hold of your left fingers or wrist, gently drawing your left arm down towards the left ankle. Gaze looks up past the left shoulder. Smile as you breathe. Anchor down into your feet. Unravel to warrior two. Flip your right palm up without losing the 90-degree angle in your right leg. Reverse. Right arm up and slightly back. Left hand is light. Take an extra inhale here.
Exhale, half moon. Right hand sets down 12 inches in front of your right foot. Left leg lifts, left arm reaches up. Maybe today is the day that you challenge your balance and drift your right hand up a few inches up off the mat. Ooh, maybe you fall. That is also fun. I love challenging balance. Set your left hand down, vertical splits. Left toes face south. Inhale your left leg a little higher. Exhale, set it down next to your right. Inhale, half lift, flush out the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Shift your weight into your right foot. Cross the left knee over your right thigh. Left toes might hook behind the left calf, maybe not. Reach your arms forward. Left elbow hooks under your right. Intertwine your forearms. Bring your palms together if you can. Lift those elbows up to the height of your shoulders as you draw your forearms forward and away from you. Stay here if you like. You can round the back and start crouching your eagle. I'm trying not to crush my mic here. Oop! And that's what happens when you're distracted. You need all focus when you're in a balancing pose. If you like, you can bring that bottom elbow down to kiss your bottom knee. In your mind's eye, see warrior 3. Keep the arms. Unravel your left leg. Extend it back behind you as your heart tips forward. Find that uppercase T shape. Bend your right knee deeply. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Unravel your arms, crescent. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot back. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, lifts your heart. Exhale, down dog. Maybe your heels can draw a little bit closer to your mat, this down dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot forward in between your hands. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, rise up. Warrior 1. Interlace the hands the opposite way behind your back. Inhale, draw the knuckles down. Lift your heart. Gaze looks up. And exhale, fold into the inside of your left knee. See if you can square your shoulders and your chest generally towards the mat. They're not going to get there, but we can move them in that general direction. If you find that you're cutting off the circulation in your left hip crease, it probably means that you're just sitting out in it, just hanging out. And if that's the case, we can reactivate the energy in that leg by gently pressing into the left foot. Inhale, warrior 1. Come on up. Release your arms to the sky. Exhale, warrior 2. Adjust your feet. Turn your right toes out a bit. Arms extend out to the sides. Can you steady yourself with your breath? Deep inhales. Equally deep exhales. No rush. Straighten your left leg. Inhale, hinge your hips back. Reach your left arm forward. Exhale, your left hand down. Right arm up to the sky. Triangle. Maybe your gaze looks up towards that right hand. Drape the right arm behind your back for a half bind.
Notice where the weight is distributed in your feet. Can you bring your weight towards your inner left toe? Keep your right arm bound. Look down for balance. Rebend the left knee. Half bound, side angle. Stay here, or if you like, you might reach your left arm under the left thigh. Maybe it finds the right fingertips. Maybe you're like, haha, no way, Jose. Wherever you're at, just breathe. Take notice of what one side feels like compared to the other. Everybody has one side that's more mobile in different parts of the body. Anchor down into your feet, unravel warrior two. Flip the left palm up, inhale, reverse. Take an extra inhale here. Exhale, half moon. Left hand 12 inches in front of your left foot. Right leg lifts up, right arm up to the sky. Flex your right toes and turn them towards the right side wall. It's going to help you open up your right hip to the appropriate degree. Set your right hand down to the mat. Vertical splits. Roll your right hip down. Inhale your right leg a little bit higher. Exhale, set it down next to your left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Shift your weight into your left leg. Cross the right knee over your left thigh. Reach your arms forward. Right elbow hooks under your left. Intertwine the arms. Lift the elbows up. And do or don't crouch that eagle. In your mind's eye, see warrior three. Unravel your right leg. Extend the right leg back behind you. Draw your heart forward. Flatten out your back. Bend your left knee. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Find your way to crescent pose. Unravel the arms. Reach them up. Final expression. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left foot back. And take your last Vinyasa. We'll take a nice exhale together, but we're going to take a lion's breath, meaning that when we exhale, open the mouth wide and stick the tongue out. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Let it go. Again, inhale through your nose deeply. Out your mouth. Child's pose. Lower to your knees. Sit down on your heels. Lower your forehead to the mat. Close the eyes. Settle yourself in your child's pose. And just take a moment to slow down your breath. We'll find pigeon pose as we cool down. Just for transition's sake, press back into down dog. I promise it's just for transition. We're cooling down. Slide the right knee to the front of the mat outside of your right wrist. Let the right foot fall. The right shin's at an angle. Lower your left knee, scoot it back a few inches. Release the top of the foot down.
Look down at your right leg. Make sure your right knee is angling out to the right and isn't directly in front of you so that you're not lying down on top of it. If you like to place a pillow under your lifted right hip or a block under your right hip, that's really nice to give it a little support. Stay here or lower down onto your forearms. Another nice option is to place a block under your chest if you're down that far. Propping your head up on your arms or wrists is also really welcome support. Come back up onto your hands one at a time. Tuck your left toes, lift the left knee up, step the right foot back to down dog. If you'd like to roll out your right hip or right knee, ankle, go ahead and swivel the right leg out. And we'll meet with the left knee sliding up to the front of the mat, outside the left wrist. Let the left foot fall. It's generally around the right hip or a little bit higher. Place your pillow or block under your lifted hip if you like. And we'll settle in. Notice how your body begins to soften the longer that you sit here. And as opposed to the dynamic movement of our larger muscles that we practice in the front half of yoga, our cool down is a moment where we find strength in being passive and letting shifts and changes happen without any energy exertion. Come up onto your hands one at a time. Tuck your right toes, lift the right knee up. Step your left leg back, down dog. Lower both knees to your mat. Cross your ankles, walk your hands back to sit behind your heels. Extend both legs out in front of you. We will take forward fold. Use your hands to scoot your glutes back behind you so that the bony bones of your seat are down on the mat. Take your hands, take a hold of your right thigh. Spiral it in so your right toes are knocking in a bit. Same thing with your left leg. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. So your hands might catch the feet. Maybe they're hanging on to the outsides of your legs. Maybe you'd like to take a strap or a fabric, a t-shirt, and bring it around the soles of your feet so that you have something to hang on to. Roll your spine up and roll all the way onto your spine. Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet down hips distance. Lift your hips up, bridge pose. Roll your outer shoulders beneath you. Interlace your fingers if you can. Fingers press into your mat as your hips lift. Draw your knees forward. Maintain a little space between your chin and your sternum. Switch the interlace of your fingers. Remove your hands from beneath you. Roll your spine down onto your mat. Extend your left leg long. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Scoot your hips over to the right an inch. Take your left hand to the outer right knee. Cross the right knee over to your left. Find a twist. Gaze looks right. Right arm reaches out to the right, straight out from the right shoulder head, palm facing the sky. Return to your back. We'll switch sides. Extend the right leg long. Left knee in comes in towards your heart. Scoot your hips to the left an inch. Right hand will take the left knee across the body to the right. Release your left arm out to the left. Oops. Gaze looks left. Make your way back onto your spine. Find neutral. Bend both knees in towards your heart. Hands split the inner thighs. Reach for your outer feet. Happy baby. Draw your tailbone down. Flex your toes back. Release the feet. Reach your legs up to the sky. Bring your hands behind your right thigh. Keep your right leg where it is. Lower your left heel slowly down to the earth. If you need to bend your left knee to bring the left heel down, go ahead and do that. If you like, you can crawl your right hands up your right leg. Maybe your right fingertips, your peace sign fingers, will take a hold of your right leg. If that's available to you, your left palm can rest on top of your left hip, just anchoring it down from floating. You can stay here, or if you like, you might even swivel your right leg out to the right a little bit. Keep that left hip anchored. Use that left hand. Just exploring some movement in the inner thighs. Bring that right leg up to center. Bring your left leg up to meet the right. And we'll switch. Hands behind the left leg. Lower your right heel down slowly until it meets the earth. If you need to bend the right knee, do that. Do or don't climb the hands up your left leg. Maybe take a hold of your left big toe. Right palm rests on the right hip. And if you like, explore bringing your left heel out to the left very slowly so you don't tip up off of the right side body. Your right side will want to lift. And come back up to center. Bring your right leg up to meet your left. Hug both knees in towards your heart, hands over your shins or your knees. Close your eyes. Give yourself a tight squeeze, roll up into a ball. Take a deep inhale through your nose and hold it at the very top. If you're pregnant, please keep breathing. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Release into Shavasana. Legs go out to the front corners of your mat. Arms roll away from your sides, palms face up. Unclench the jaw, let your tongue loll to the back of your throat. Release control of your breath. Release control of anything, just be. Invite your attention back into your body. Welcome some breath back into your lungs. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Roll out your wrists or ankles. Point your toes forward with your arms up and overhead. Find a nice stretch. Tighten your glutes. And roll off to your favorite side using your bottom arm as a pillow. Draw both knees in towards your heart. With your eyes still closed, press up to a comfortable seat. Sit up tall. Hands can rest wherever you like. Can you allow yourself to sit here
in the effects of your practice without any expectation. Welcome the calmness, welcome the peace that you created for yourself today. One last breath together. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I appreciate you being here. I hope you feel a little bit better today. Take care. See you soon.